Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, from this year, supermarkets in the UK have to change how they sell fruit and vegetables. Because of new laws that are being brought in, supermarkets won't be allowed to pre-pack fruit or veg. Now, that sounds a little bit strange, doesn't it? But that's the way it is in many countries around the world. You go to the supermarket and you pick exactly what tomatoes you want or what bananas you want. Here in the UK, however, in most big supermarkets, fruit and veg is already pre-packed into packets of 6 or packets of 5. So you don't get to choose what you want. You can only look at it through a plastic bag or a plastic clear film. That's about to change. Supermarkets have been ordered that they are no longer allowed to pre-pack fruit and vegetables. Now, the media are already reporting on this because it's unclear on exactly what the future is going to look like then. I suppose when it comes to things like eggs, they'll still be pre-packed, but for everything else, maybe we need to take some bags with us to the supermarket to put them into. I don't know, but certainly it's going to change the way fruit and vegetables are presented to us. I don't know the effective date, and I don't know what exactly it means for shoppers, but it does mean things will change. And when I have more information on that, I will tell you. My feeling is, though, that it sounds like things are going backwards rather than forwards. Because before we had these big chains of supermarkets in the UK, we had little shops, and it was always our choice what tomato to buy or what banana to choose. But it seems like somewhere those choices were taken away from us, and we were forced to buy packs, like a pack of 8 bananas or a pack of 6 tomatoes. So it looks like we're going backwards somehow. I'm guessing this new law is in part to save the environment, but according to the media, they brought this in because of the amount of food waste. We apparently waste up to 19% of the food that we buy. And our government, which loves to act just as a mother would, is determined that we only buy the food that we need and is trying to take action so that we will only buy the food that we're going to have. I suppose it's a good idea. Well, because of that being in the news today, I thought we could look at some idioms involving fruits and vegetables. And one of the main ones that we often use is the apple of my eye. And that's used to describe someone who's cherished or loved more than the others. So it's something you might notice that a mother would say about her son, or maybe other people would say about the mother, oh, the youngest one, he's always the apple of her eye. You can use it in all different tenses. She has been the apple of my eye for some years now, for example. Yeah. So that's a really interesting one. Another one that we use a lot here in the UK is cherry picking. And that means when you work in a company, and let's say you're employed to do a very specific job, and every day you have a list of jobs that you need to do, a list of things, or a list of clients, or whatever, and you only take the ones that you like. That's called cherry picking. And of course, it's not allowed. Many bosses get very upset if they find that you're taking the best jobs because it's the best clients or the easiest work. So your boss might say, I see you've been cherry picking. Please don't do that. It just means you've been taking the best jobs and leaving the bad ones for others. We've all been in that situation, I think. What else? Well, thinking about food and vegetables, to be in a pickle means to be in a difficult situation. I'm in a pickle. I don't know whether I should call my mother because we had an argument yesterday. To be in a pickle is usually nothing serious. We have other expressions which probably are not repeatable here to talk about more serious things. To be in a pickle is to be in a difficult or troublesome situation. I was in a pickle earlier today trying to decide what this podcast was going to be about. There we are. Another one regarding beans is to spill the beans, and that's when you reveal a secret. And last night on my YouTube channel, I was listing 20 of my favorite idioms, and to spill the beans was on there. You can say to your friend, come on, I know that you know some information about the boss. Spill the beans. Tell us the gossip. There's loads of them. As cool as a cucumber is describing people who are calm and composed, even in stressful situations. I'm quite cool, I think. I don't get stressed very easily. And life is just a bowl of cherries. That's when life is wonderful or very pleasant. So, how are you today? Oh, I'm fine. How's the new year or how's married life? Well, you know what? Life is just like a bowl of cherries. If you want to say something more sarcastic or something different about how good life is, you could say, well, you know, I'm like a little pig in the mud. That's how happy I am. Uh, but that's more of a sarcastic way to say it and may not be true. So there we are. That's some idioms relating to fruit and veg. We also sometimes describe people as vegetables, especially if they're not doing very much. For example, if someone loves just to sit in front of the TV and watch it, we can call them a couch potato. A couch potato. That's someone who just vegetates in front of the TV. People who are in a coma or in some state of health where they can't move, we often refer to those people as vegetables. Not a very pleasant way to refer to them, but we do. So if someone is in a coma in the hospital, they can't move, we could describe them as a vegetable. It's a horrible word. I wouldn't describe someone that way, but we do. It's not a question of formal or informal. It's just a word that even hospital staff use to describe someone who is unable to, for example, breathe on their own or do different things alone. And there we are. Yes, actually, over the holiday period, I was vegetating a little bit, watching some sci-fi movies, and today is National Science Fiction Day. So if you love Star Trek, Star Wars, or any other sci-fi TV series, you might enjoy just celebrating today with your favorite episode. Well, I was watching The Mist. Doesn't sound like sci-fi, it sounds more like a horror movie, but the premise was basically about a bunch of people who went shopping one day and this mist was rolling in from the sea. And actually, mist rolling in from the sea, I'm sure that's a Paul McCartney song, isn't it? When he was in Wings. Oh, yes, Mull of Kintyre, mist rolling in from the sea. Yeah, those were Paul McCartney lyrics. But anyway, I digress. So I'm watching this movie called The Mist, and the mist is rolling in from the sea, and these people are in the supermarkets. And of course, hidden in the mist are aliens from another dimension, and they immediately start killing people. I never understood why aliens wanted to do that. You would think if they're arriving from another dimension, they would come in and say hi. But no, these ones had tentacles and really just were hungry, I think. So the story is all about how the people in the supermarket begin to really dislike each other because they all have different ways of dealing with the enemy. And by the end of it, they're killing each other. It's a very interesting movie, but if you don't like blood or suspense, I really don't think you should watch it. And even for me, a couple of times I had to turn away because of the sight of blood. But anyway, in that supermarket, there were loads of fruit and vegetables, and they were enjoying it, of course, because they were all stuck there. And yeah, getting back to my story of today, which is that supermarkets are no longer going to be allowed to sell fruit and veg in packaging. What that looks like or how that works, I don't know. Um, they've been talking about removing packaging for other things like cereal as well, and giving us bottles to take with us that we could measure out how much we want. But that hasn't happened yet. But it'll be nice to get to pick our own fruit and vegetables again rather than relying on other people who've pre-packed them. Uh, I don't know how that's going to work with potatoes. Again, probably it'd just be like rolling back the clock 50 years because we used to just lift them by hand and put them into our own bags. But presumably we'll need some little bags to separate them from other foods. Or maybe we just need to take more bags with us to the supermarket. I'll keep you updated with that. I think it's left us all a little bit dazed and confused. I hope your start to the new year has been good. Many people celebrate January by calling it Detox January or Sober January, where they give up alcohol for a month and they then resume their heavy drinking. That's something which is quite common across the English world. It's good, of course, you know, that they're trying to stop a little bit, but I'm still not sure Britain takes responsibility for the amount of alcohol it consumes. Uh, they seem to be more concerned about whether our fruit and veg is packed or not. But anyway, um, this year is also Veganuary, which means that many people are encouraged to be vegan for the month of January. Vegan January, they call it Veganuary. a mixture of the two words. So that's something else for you to think about. It's never too late to try. Life without alcohol, is not so difficult. It takes a little bit of fine tuning, but yeah, it's doable. In a country like this, it's much harder because a lot of our communities focus on alcohol as some kind of social lubricant. But yeah, do think about that. It would be wonderful if some of you were to try that. And that's it from me. So I wish you all a wonderful day ahead, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.